So this right here is the AnkerMake M5 3D printer. I've been 3D printing for a while, and I wanted to go ahead and jump in and tell you my favorite things about this printer right here. So first of all, this is made by Anker, which is a phenomenal company. They've made a ton of my favorite products in the past. They have Eufy and Soundcore that fall underneath them, and they did not miss whenever it comes to this. So first of all, let's go ahead and talk about some of the key features on this 3D printer and why I think this might be a great beginner printer. First of all, this is going to be a completely auto leveling printer. That means it is going to be completely automatic whenever you have to level the bed, which isn't actually leveling the bed left and right like this or on an axis. It's measuring the distance between the nozzle, which is where the filament comes out from, and the bed, which is where the filament lays down on. So being that this is auto leveling, I wanted to tell you that it does create a mesh system using a 25-point auto leveling system. All of this is super easily controlled directly through this huge touchscreen interface that makes it very easy to operate, get set up, change filament, change the nozzle if you ever have to. This touchscreen is awesome, and I've had zero issues with it. So I do have to complain about one thing, being that this prints at 250 millimeters a second. It is a bit noisy, and that's the only downfall. Now I have to give it the benefit of the doubt. In order for this to be able to print at 250 millimeters a second, that filament that's being laid down on the print surface needs to be cooled quick enough so the fans are very loud on it, and the axis movement on the Y and X axis, it is a little bit loud, but it's nothing too crazy. One of my favorite things about this printer is this guy right here, which is a built-in AI camera. So whenever it's first starting your 3D print or it's going through the motions of creating a time lapse, it'll all automatically be synced to the cloud, which you can download directly to your phone through the AnkerMake app, which just makes this a step above the rest in other 3D printers, being that this is so easily controlled directly through your smartphone or on your computer, really makes this stand out. And here is that auto-created time-lapse that you can view and download directly to your phone. Now, I did have to slow this time-lapse down because this was actually a 48-minute print that ended up taking a time-lapse total of only 3 seconds. So in order for me to be able to show you that time-lapse, I really had to slow it down. Now we'll go ahead and talk about the build quality of the AnkerMake M5. Everything on this is an all aluminum housing, which means that it's going to hold up well over time. I do recommend having this on a stable surface just because it's moving so fast that if you have an unstable desk or a work area, it can tend to shake the desk a lot, and I definitely don't recommend it having up against a wall like that 3D printer in the back because it's actually shaking the walls. But I have it on a stable office desk right now, and it's great. Everything about the AnkerMake M5 is just top of the line quality. Out of the box experience is great on this printer. Alright, and so right now we have the finished print, so we'll just go ahead and get in a little bit close here. First layer adhesion was perfect on this. You do have to mess around with the Z offset just a little bit in order to get it really dialed in. Now this isn't a very large print, you can see it kind of compared to my hands, but normally this size print on like a 50 millimeter second printer like the Anycubic Cobra over there, that would probably take roughly 2 hours, but on this one it only took, if I zoom in, it took about 52 minutes, which is very, very quick. So all in all, the AnkerMake M5 printer is just a phenomenal 3D printer. If you guys are looking to just get yourself a printer that is going to be very easy to use out of the box, it's going to be pretty forgiving for beginners, I highly recommend giving this one a shot.